Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Once upon a time, in the woods, Princess Dawn knew she was lost. Oh dear, it's all so disorienting in here. All this nature looks alike. I think I'm done with my adventure. For goodness sake, she's only been gone 10 minutes. Do you think she should have taken the beginner's trail in the last story? So lost, in fact, that she grew scared. The princess trembled. Her eyes filled up. She put on her best pout. Well, this is annoying. I'm upset, and there's no one here to help me. I hate to waste a good tantrum alone. Wow, she really does look upset. She's even getting pale. She sure is, as white as snow. Hey, I think we're on to something here. Shall we? Oh, what the heck. It's good for the story. Snow White considered her options. Although panicking was top on her list, she chose instead to find a place to spend the soon-to-fall night. Finally, a wise choice. I can't shake the feeling that we're being followed. I'd better make myself presentable, or she'll never fall for my next plan. I'll be sure that this one works. Hey, is this thing on? You betcha. Finally, through a clearing, Snow White saw a cottage. Although tiny, it looked warm and inviting. She knocked. When there was no answer, Snow White tried the door. It wasn't locked. Hello? It is I, your princess, called Snow White to the empty house. She went in. I need a place to sleep and have selected your home. Hello? Doesn't she know that she should never enter a strange house? Or eat there? Ooh, dinner. I'm starved. As it grew dark, Snow White grew tired. What a day I've had, she yawned. Being adventurous sure is exhausting. I'm sure that whoever lives here won't mind. If royalty sleeps on their couch for tonight. She made herself comfy. Wow. Makes poor decisions, and bossy too. Yeah, she's really the whole package. Just as Snow White began some significant snoring, the cottage's actual owners returned home after a long day of shopping. The dwarfs always found it difficult when they traveled anywhere together. There were so many of them, and they were sleepy, hungry, and grumpy. Ah, such blisters. You always wear the wrong shoes. Can't you two be quiet already? Let's at least get in the door before you start. Start? They've been starting for the last 3 blocks. Well, you're no help. Oh my God, who is that? An intruder. With a crown? I told you to lock the door. I'm scared. Shh, you'll wake her up. She doesn't look dangerous. I hope she's not a thief. I got some great bargains today. Startled, Snow White awoke with the dwarfs bickering. She opened one eye. Hey, do you mind? I'm trying to sleep here. She's always been such a charmer when she wakes up. Yep, definitely not a morning person. Who are you? I am your princess, replied the now fully awake Snow White, and I shall be spending the night of my maiden adventure here with you. Congratulations on being selected. Well, that's a fine how do you do. Did you ever hear of asking? You didn't say please. She scares me. I liked her better asleep. Sure is pushy. These things are mine. Wow, it sure is noisy here in the woods. Without much choice in the matter, the dwarfs agreed to allow Snow White to spend the night. To everyone's surprise, the princess actually seemed grateful. She's got that right. Gee, thanks for the couch. I don't think I'm ready for camping yet. Would have been interesting to watch, though. In the morning, Snow White felt better, but the dwarfs were still annoyed. They had returns to make from the previous day's shopping expedition and weren't looking forward to it. If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times, try things on. You're one to talk. Don't know why I have to come. I made some great selections. All for one and one for all, you know? That's the 3 musketeers, not the 7 dwarfs. Let's go already. Does anyone need to use the bathroom? You really should invest in a decent pull-out for overnight guests. Glad they're rested. I'm exhausted. Yes, they all deserve each other. No sooner had the dwarfs left than the old woman approached the cottage. She had spent an uncomfortable night in the woods, but tried to pull herself together. Mirror, mirror in my hand, my back sure hurts, can hardly stand. But here I am at Snow White's door. I'll try again as I tried before. What's with the cheesy rhyming? The old woman rapped on the door. Now what? Wondered Snow White to herself. I'm hungry. Can't a person grab a bite around here? Opening the door, the princess was startled. Don't be afraid, my dear, said the old woman. It is only me, a lovely local farmer woman, here to offer you a free sample from our recent crop. Welcome to the neighborhood. And the old woman held out a beautiful, shiny apple to Snow White. Wow, thanks. I'm starving. That's a great-looking apple, but you really could use some makeup tips. Another bad decision, taking food from strangers. I know, right? She just keeps 'em coming. Eagerly, Snow White took a bite from the juicy apple. The last thing she heard before she fell to the floor was the old woman's cackle. Ha! That will teach your parents to leave me off their guest list? Wow, she can really hold a grudge. This sleep thing seems to be a pattern with her, doesn't it? There went Snow White down for the count. She was fast asleep once again. Thrilled, the old woman took her leave. How brilliant am I? That should hold her. We really should talk. Lipstick shades. I think you're actually a winter. Later that afternoon, the 7 dwarfs returned, and were shocked to see what had befallen their house guest. What's this? Still sleeping? And food all over the floor? This doesn't seem right to me. Yes, she's really asleep. Don't touch that apple. Oh dear, and we had such a good morning, too. Should we call someone? Too bad 911 hasn't been invented yet. Befallen, that's not a word you hear much anymore, is it? Not too often, it's true. As the dwarfs were deciding what to do, the handsome prince appeared at the door. Worried for the safety of his true love, he had followed her into the woods to protect her. It is I, the handsome prince from the previous story. I am worried for the safety of my true love. Stand aside, dwarfs. Oh no, not him again. And he's still got that repeat thing going on. What fate has befallen my princess? Exclaimed the worried prince. She looks so peaceful. Looks can be deceiving. It's getting crowded in here. Next thing you know, we'll have the whole village. And no food in the house. I told you we needed groceries. We could always serve the apple. Ooh, let's have a sleepover. There's that word again, befallen. Yes, isn't it funny how you never hear something, and then twice in one day? Driven by impulse and concern, the handsome prince bent over the sleeping, snoring Snow White. He gently kissed her on the forehead. I am driven by impulse and concern. Yes, we know. Snow White's eyelids began to flutter. Her snoring stopped. She opened one eye and looked around. What a crazy dream! I dreamt that I was the host of a makeover show for elderly women and, well, hello you, you're back. Why, you're even more exquisite when awakened by love's second kiss. This seems familiar. I'm having one of those déjà vu moments. Sweet, isn't it? Wow, that was cool. Ah, young love. I'm glad to have our floor back. What do we do with the apple? Maybe now they'll leave. I wonder if there'll be a wedding. What will I wear? Curse! I give up. Now, can we review basic makeup techniques? You're lovely in the morning, cooed the handsome prince to Snow White. Be mine. This time Snow White relented. She felt calmer than she had in weeks, rested and more grown up. Wow, I feel fabulous. I guess the fresh air did me good. You've all been very patient. Thank you, dwarfs, for your hospitality. Well, they seem made for each other. Looks like she's really grown from this experience. Yes, and I love her new attitude. On their wedding day, there was much happiness and rejoicing in the palace. I am so happy. Oh, my dear prince. Wait, what is your first name? I'm so glad you finally asked. It's Donald. Dawn and Dawn. That's funny. And confusing.